Are you freaking ready to get into it? Also, I'm a little sicky sick, so I sound very, very sexy today. I feel like Phoebe Buffay. Sticky, sticky shoes, sticky shoes. Okay, hey, welcome back to Glow Again Podcast. The Glow Again Podcast. Mm, mm, mm. Sometimes I forget what my reasoning was for that name, but I think my reasoning now, because I can change it whenever I want to, is that we thrive on remembering our souls. We thrive on the moment of coming back to ourselves. It's not about getting there and being in the manifestation always. It's about going there. It's about the thrill of the momentum. It's about doing a 180 and taking that first step towards the other way. And so I feel like glow again is like we're always glowing again and again and again and remembering. And I think that's so beautiful. That might have been my first reason. I honestly cannot remember. I think I mentioned it in one of the other episodes. So maybe if one of you want to let me know what I said. So today, I want you to ask yourself, we're going to get into a really fun concept that I've been pondering for a long time, and I'll tell you a little bit about that as well. But before we get into it, I want to ask you, just imagine what would your life feel like, look like, be like, if you had this belief system, this core knowing in your body that you can't fuck it up, that you can't get it wrong, that there are no wrong paths. And think about how much that belief system that there are wrong paths or that you are messing up or that you're going the wrong way, how much that has impacted your life. And then imagine if it wasn't there, how different that would be, right? So I want to get us to a point where you feel that, where you understand that there are no wrong paths. And I'm going to give you a perspective today that I think will be very helpful with this. So let's go back because I want to explain my own journey with coming to this conclusion. The deeper I dive into understanding the energetic world and what it means to be in alignment and truly what it means to be a conscious manifester, the more I go into it, the more questions I have, of course. Like I'm unlayering a lot of layers and I'm getting a little bit into the nitty-gritty, and I think that this is a beautiful thing, and also, I don't want to say curse, but that's the saying. There's two sides to this coin, because this is like my passion work and I love understanding this stuff. So I love doing the research. However, the more you ask questions, the more confusing it is. And the more you complicate it, and it can be really easy to go down a rabbit hole, an unhelpful rabbit hole of trying to understand every little thing, when it always comes back down to very simple concepts. And if we stopped there and lived on these simple concepts of the law of attraction, the law of momentum, understanding your feelings, you can live a really happy life. You could be solid there. However, I really like to dive into the nitty gritty of it. And so the more and more I dove into unlayering, I confused myself. I got to this point where I was like, wait. I don't understand manifestation. What's happening here? This is the question that kept popping into my head. I'll state the question, then I'll explain it. And it's this: what is the difference, and is there a difference, of unconscious manifestation versus divine redirection? So, for example, when you are in a parking lot and say you get the back parking spot. Now, you can look at this in one or two ways. Was that divine redirection from the universe of saying, actually, I know the front seemed like the best spot, but really you're a vibrational match to something else right now. You're calling in really great love. And actually, if you go park in the back, that's going to lead you on the perfect path to run into that person and blah, blah, blah. And who knows where that's leading you. Okay. Was it divine redirection? Or was it that you were in a state of being, a low vibration that gained momentum and turned into a thought, and that gained momentum, and then being in the parking lot created an energetic block, and now you can't get the front spot, and so you get the back spot, and it feels bad. Okay, you kind of understand. Is there a difference? And I was confusing myself because I'm like, I would get into these situations where I would spill my coffee, right? And I'd be like, I used to be able to say, divine redirection. But now I really understand how much of a creator I am, that I'm like, shit, I think that was my unconscious manifestations. And then I got to this point where I was like getting upset with myself because I'm like, oh, could I have avoided that? Should I have avoided that? Was that the universe helping me? Was that my higher self? Was that me being in alignment with the things that I'm truly calling in? And I got to this space where it was like boggling my mind. And so I get to this point where I'm like, I'm asking my friends about this. You guys, it's like on my mind all the time. Like I couldn't do anything without being like, was that my creation, or was that, my higher self helping me? I don't know. I'm confused. And essentially just keeping myself in a low vibration, keeping myself in looking at it in a bad way of like, oh, I was unconsciously manifesting this, and me thinking that and staying in that vibration just kept me there, right? And so I got to this point, was asking all my friends and just incessantly thinking about it. And I realized, I'm like, okay, here's what I do know. I do know that the more I send my focus here, the more momentum I'm creating. And I recognize that I am not in a solution energy right now. I am not in this energy of clarity, of seeing the answer. I'm in this energy of, this is a problem I don't understand. What is the answer? What is the answer? I don't have the answer. I want the answer. I want it so bad. That was the energy I was in. So I was like, okay, let me put this on the back burner for a second. Just sit in the energy of clarity and let myself become clarity, and let clarity be reflected back to me. And so coming back to the question of, is there a difference between divine redirection versus unconscious manifestation? And the answer that I've come to is yes and no. Sort of, kind of, maybe. But here's my reason towards yes, is to understand that things do show up on the way that things materialize in the external world, come from two different levels. And so that can be this lower level of a unconscious lower vibration, or when you are in an aligned state. And so starting here at the unconscious manifestation kind of makes sense, right? You're focusing on something that you don't want, and then it gains momentum, and then it shows up in your life, right? Then there is also this higher level of, I am in this aligned state now. However, I've called in, we're just going to use an example. I've called in great fucking love. But at my starting point, I've finally aligned myself. My starting point in this external world is right here. And so to get to the love of my life, who is 2 miles down the road, I have to be redirected to get there. And so there's going to be these things that show up in my life that are going to help me see, that are going to help me be guided towards the thing that I'm truly calling in. And so here's my theory, is that the universe is always on our team and is trying to get our attention, trying to get us to see what we need to see, because it's trying to get us to our manifestations. It's like always our support system and trying to push us towards the things that we truly desire, okay? What we really want. And so, yes, there may be different vibrations that are calling these things in, but it doesn't matter after that. You do not need to look back and try to hyperanalyze the way I did and try to understand, did I call this in? Was it my unconscious manifestation? Was I in a high vibration that called this in? Doesn't matter anymore, because every single situation that comes into your life that feels unwanted now has the potential to be the thing that leads you towards your manifestation again. I believe that even in the situations of the lower vibrational unconscious manifestations, those are coming into your life to show you where you can relax further, to slap you in the face a little bit and say, hey, buddy, calm down. Go this way. Turn around. This is me trying to stop you. This is my halt. Okay? When I drop my coffee in the morning, that to me is the universe saying, slow down. Okay? And you begin to realize that it doesn't matter. This is the part that I had to let go of. It does not matter what has called it in. It doesn't matter if you were in a higher vibration, or it doesn't matter if you were in a lower vibration, you called it in. This is now the moment where you get to decide how you want to alchemize this moment. And so while there may be different things that are calling these things in, neither one is good or bad. Whether you are a high vibration and it was a divine redirection, or it was low vibration and it was unconscious manifestation, neither of those are good or bad, because the universe is always just trying to lead you towards love. Always, 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 always. That is the case every single time. Even if it feels bad, you can say, oh, this is a loving act of the universe because it's trying to get me to turn around. It's trying to show me that because this exists, that exists. And I can start moving towards there. And sometimes it gets bigger and bigger and bigger when we don't pay attention. And that, I would say, is like when that unconscious manifestation keeps gaining momentum, things keep getting worse and worse. But it's really the universe trying to get your attention and yelling even louder and saying, stop, turn around, take a bath, take a moment for yourself, Miss Girl, take a moment. And so we kind of have this understanding that there are these different levels of vibration that are calling things in. However, it does not matter at this point, because you have this opportunity to turn this into a divine situation, and everything becomes divine redirection at that point. Everything has the opportunity, the potential to become divine redirection. We are the creators of our reality. And what that means too is we also have this option to see things as divine redirection. We are the ones that actually alchemize these moments. Every moment has these potentials that live in it, but we are the ones that translate it and alchemize it and turn it into a new path. Like me spilling my coffee and having this conscious moment of saying, oh, I need to slow down. Oh, let me come back to my body. Oh, let me find my alignment again. Having that moment is alchemizing that situation and deciding to see the divinity in it. But we have free will. We have free will to not experience divinity while we're on this earth. It's still happening, but for you to experience it, that is your choice. And so knowing all of this, knowing that everything that comes into your life has the potential to be your divine redirection, everything in your life has the opportunity for you to enter a higher path. When you know this, then you can't fuck it up, because whatever comes your way, whether you unconsciously manifested it or you were in alignment and you manifested it as divine redirection, whatever, doesn't matter now. It's here. You are the one who always has the ability to alchemize that moment. You literally get to decide, I'm going to see the God in this and move towards that energy. I'm going to see the love in this and become that energy and let that be my reminder that I am love and I can start to call that in again. You realize your power in this and you realize the love in it all. You realize that it's never, ever been that the universe is against you. It's always been these loving slaps in the face of please wake the fuck up. That's all it is. That's all it is. It's all love. It's all love. You can't fuck it up. And another beautiful thing about the way this universe works is that there are endless paths. So it does not matter how far into an unconscious manifestation you've gotten. It does not matter, because the second you decide to alchemize that moment, another path opens up. And say you forget again. Okay, you start going the other way again, and then you decide again, another path opens up. Always, 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 always. And one other thing that I want to add that I think is important that I learned during this whole time of questioning all of this was that it's also just really not that serious. It's really not that serious, because I was getting so tripped up about this idea of like, I am the creator of my reality. Am I creating all these problems? And is it unconscious? Is it divine? Whatever. And I was getting in these spaces where when something happened, something bad happened, or bad, I'm quoting, that I would beat myself up. But then I'm also remembering we are here to have this human experience. We are here to experience these unconscious manifestations so that we can remember and come back again and forget and remember and forget and remember. And when these things happen, just womp womp and move on. Womp womp and move towards what feels good now. Truly. For instance, I am sick right now, and a part of me was like, oh my God, what did I do? What did I do to manifest this? And blah. And now I know that, okay, it happened. I'm here. This is part of the human experience. Womp womp and move on. Oh, that's my new mantra. I love that. Womp womp and move on. Womp womp and move towards your higher dimension. That's all you can do. That's all you can do is alchemize this moment. That's all I can do is say, oh, okay, I got sick. Interesting. This might be leading me towards something I've been calling in, or it's also telling me to turn around a little bit, slow down a little bit. Who knows? But all I can do is move towards what feels good in this moment. How can I alchemize this moment? That's what we are here for. That's all we can do. And it's just not that serious when things start to go a little bit not the way that we want. And to just keep remembering, oh, I'm here to have this human experience. I'm here for this. That's why I'm here. That's what my soul signed on for. And I've kind of come to this conclusion that, okay, it's like, oh, well, then if we're here for this human experience, why are we doing all this inner work? And why do we want to learn all this stuff? And I think it's about getting as far on the spectrum as you can so you can experience this life to the fullest without feeling like you need to get to 100%. And so, yeah, don't get tripped up about it. It's not that serious. This is I have no idea if anybody has ever thought about this. I don't know if this is a message that's solely for me. This has given me a lot of peace. I would love to hear if this like rings true for you, if this kind of helped you shift a perspective on this, because I don't know. I don't know if anybody else even thinks this way, but it was helpful for me, and it was helpful for me to put it into words. So thank you for being that space holder for me for that. All right. I am very interested in listening to this back and seeing if any of this made sense. Like I said, my brain is just so abstract sometimes that I'm like, can I put this into words? I think I did. I don't know. You guys let me know. But I love you so much. I will see you in the next one. Bye. Sticky shoes, sticky, sticky shoes.